How's it going, fellas? I'm OrosZ and this is another episode of Terraria, and in today's episode I don't know. Last episode we spent the entire episode above ground, which like for most of the game I was keep going underground into caves, digging and doing all that shit. And now all of a sudden, last episode, I spent the entire episode. Yes, I built a penis last episode. I hope you laugh because it's really funny. It's hilarious. And yeah, we pretty much spent the entire episode hanging around the house. Because I was fighting robot bosses. We happened to get to an eclipse. And then the eclipse was kind of annoying. Because it was just this like endless fucking barrage of enemies. See some videos about the Lollipop Chainsaw. Who the fuck made Lollipop Chainsaw? I think it was Platinum, didn't they make Lollipop Chainsaw? Why did it never get a sequel? Where's Juliet? Where's her fine ass? I just need that fucking game. I remember when the game came out, I fucking hated it. I didn't even want to see the fucking game. I thought it was like the dumbest fucking idea I ever heard. To this guy, what is he even selling? Some fucking fountains? What, is he serious? Does he thinks I need a fountain? I don't need a goddamn fountain. Yeah, and I hated that game. I remember my friend playing it, and I was like, this is the dumbest shit I ever seen. How can you play this sexist game for fucking perverts? Look at her outfit. This is humiliating for women. And now I'm like, yeah, but she got a fine ass though, right? Yeah, she did. I wanna play it now. See, I was a white knight and I lost my fucking white knightness. What? Dumbest fucking thing I probably said. I was saying that last episode about the patents that PlayStation 5 is supposed to have, like the robot buddy companion, which I wonder how they make it look like. You know? I remember how I used to watch, I didn't even used to watch, it wasn't like something I watched regularly, but I just happened to one time catch on TV some kind of program about futuristic car projects. And one of the cars was shaped like an egg with 4 wheels, and it had a little head inside, which you could talk with. It would tell you weather. It would like talk to you. And I was like, wow, this is the most fucking advanced shit I have ever seen in my life. And now you can just do it. You know, it's not like advanced to have some fucking AI to talk to. Can do it whatever you want. Also, I finally found out how to throw items without going into my equipment. It's T. You throw items with T. And boss went into a jungle cave, because I'm not sure if this episode is not the one where we defeat the golem. I think it might be. Now, I gotta warn you about something about the golem episode. I didn't beat it. I died like at the end, and the boss killed the golem, and I didn't went back because I was like, well, there's nothing for me to go back to since the golem's dead. Look, I made a drill instead of a pickaxe, and I hate the drills in this game because they're just fucking loud. Like, why don't you just want to have a nice pickaxe that makes a nice rhythmic sound of you hitting bricks with it? Instead, you're gonna make a drill that makes a sound that just reminds you of like a dentist visit that might be traumatic for you or not. Not for me. I always liked the dentist actually. I used to use my school dentist. My school had a dentist. And I used to just like come over to the dentist and to get appointments on specific dates, so I would like avoid tests. Be like, oh, I was supposed to go to the dentist this day, and I had like a math test or something. One time it was like I was very little, and they had like this cool balloon of toothpaste, and I just was like, can I have it? And they were like, okay. We don't usually do that, but I don't know. I guess I was coming over enough for me to earn toothpaste balloon, and then I immediately popped it afterwards, and I was like, oh no, but it looked so fun. I wanted it. You know, it's not the kind of shit. It's because it's not the kind of stuff you can buy in a toy store. It's like branding. It was like some kind of toothpaste brand. So it's definitely meant to promote the toothpaste in an actual fucking salon. I found a better yo-yo. Looks kind of like shit, but it's pretty good. Later, at the end of the game, I get a really good yo-yo from the Moon Lord. And I used that yo-yo to defeat like a lot of enemies. I think I defeat the Moon Lord with that yo-yo. On my first playthrough I used to main yo-yos. I had like a thing where every time I pulled out a yo-yo it had like a smaller yo-yo orbiting around it. I had a yo-yo orbiting around me. I had two yo-yos actually. And one of them I guided while the other one was like going randomly. I think it like homed onto enemies, which is pretty cool. I remember a video game, I'm not sure what it was, but I remember that I saw it on TV, where there was like a TV station that was focused on talking about games. But then it got cancelled and became a YouTube channel, which is way better in my opinion. And I remember they were talking about a game and it had like a kimbo mechanic, like dual wielding guns. And with one gun you shot yourself while the other gun like homed onto enemies and was just basically aimbot. And I thought that was like the best fucking way to pull off dual wielding, because in most games, I don't know what I got it for by the way. I guess it's because I got the green material or whatever. Which I'm assuming, I guess it wasn't part of the previous, before the update, since it seems like I never got it before. And yes, if you notice that there's Pikachu following me around, I bought Pikachu last episode and he became my pet and he's following me around. I hate the dungeon. I think this is the episode where I got sick of the fucking poison. No, I didn't get sick of it, but the damage the bees dealt to me was ridiculous. I was really pissed off about that. There were some more patents to PS5 that I forgot about, but something I didn't forget about is, remember the Quiet Man? Why did Square Enix in the last 2 years release two really goddamn shitty fucking games? They released The Quiet Man, which was the studio that made it was like the last fucking game. They were the studio who made Prey, the original, not the new one. Which, not the new one was like, okay. But the original was really cool. And no one gave a fuck about it, but yeah, they made Quiet Man, and that game was fucking stupid. I hated everything about that game. The fact that cutscenes were live action, I fucking hated. The fact that the whole game did not have sound. Just not at all. Had no sound in it. I got a new sword. I didn't even notice I got a different sword before. I guess I must have missed another episode. Great. That's fucking amazing, right? Yeah, I don't even know what we did in between this and last episode. I don't remember anymore. Look, green armor made out of green blocks or whatever. And what am I saying? Oh yeah, it starred Edgy Bitch Boy, as I always called him, as the main protagonist. I fucking hated him. He was like a little bitch. He was just a fucking dumbest fucking protagonist. He was like this fucking edgy looking motherfucker with a bowl haircut. And he had this fucking tragic ass backstory where he murdered his mom by accident, or she was killed in like some random accident or whatever the fuck. And then he, I guess, decided to become a superhero vigilante. But my problem is they never fucking explained how he learned all this cool shit. He just did, I guess. And I was like, okay, now the little bitch boy grew up and is still a little bitch boy. But now he knows fucking, now he's like a Yakuza protagonist and just beat the shit out of people. But that doesn't change, he's a little bitch and I fucking hated him. Yeah, so The Quiet Man is a piece of shit, published by Square Enix. But the other piece of shit they published was, what was it called? It was like a Metal Gear Solid ripoff. It was a Steel Battalion spin-off. That was like a stealth game. And it sucked ass and was really bad. And there you go, that's pretty much the summary of the whole game. A man grew a penis on his arm. That's very cool. Wish I could do stuff like that. Actually, no, I don't. How the fuck? I'll be fucking weird, like going to public and this shit. There's more gameplay of the Tourist, that game I was talking about last episode. That I really think it looks cool, but I don't see anyone talking about it. Oh, apparently Avengers, the new Avengers game is not so well received. Apparently it has microtransactions. Apparently it doesn't look all that great, plays kinda boring. And people are defending it that it's best enjoyed with your friends. Which I always find that kind of line of defense like, okay, I understand. This is supposed to be a co-op game. Of course it's best enjoyed with your friends. But the fact is, every fucking game is best enjoyed with your friends. Even if you're playing a single player game, it's still better enjoyed with your friends because you can just play around, fuck around with it and shit like that. Make fun of it and all that cool stuff. Here's a game. This is an interesting game. Thousand Threads. It's a game, I think it's in beta on Steam. It's a game where you play as a postman. The game begins with your postman dying in front of your house and you take the mantle of becoming the local postman, I guess. And you're a postman and you basically just have missions of delivering packages and letters. But you can get into like local affairs of NPCs where like an NPC would ask you like, he doesn't really like that guy. Can you fuck him up for me? And you'll be like, sure. And you go and fuck him up. But he was friends with a different NPC, so now you're an enemy of that NPC. But you're friends with the one that you did the task for. Or you could fool an animal. That's basically like just like a chain of events experiment with a bunch of like weird shit happening. NPCs wanting you to do stuff. It's kind of like an experiment for an NPC AI. Where NPCs really remember you, they have their own like reputations, emotions, reactions to the environment and everything like that. They get into their own conflicts without your involvement, which is pretty interesting. It's kind of like NPCs simulating other players in some kind of roleplay session, where you know like someone would want to roleplay in Gary's mode or something, and some asshole would show up and be like, you know what, I want to play the murderer, and everyone's like, no, you can't play the murderer because then you will go on murder people, and we're supposed to do what? Just accept that there's a murderer on the loose, or are we supposed to all play fucking investigators now? And yeah, I guess this is what this game is about. It's still in beta. Even the guy who reviewed it said that besides the interesting, you know, besides the interesting gimmick of these NPCs and all the interesting outcomes, the game itself is pretty boring. It doesn't have a story. You can read people's letters, but I don't know how much that of like some kind of inside story, some kind of lore it gives you. That oh, maybe this NPC is like a murderer. I think NPCs are randomly generated too, so it's not really all that interesting. By the way, Crash 4 apparently has this weird mechanic where you can replay levels, but you can replay them with like different graphical styles. You can replay them in inverted mode. So it's really interesting because I remember playing Uncharted 2 a couple of times, and some of times I would replay the game in inverted mode. So it would be like playing a completely, like I would have a completely different one because I wouldn't know where everything is exactly because it's inverted now, which is really cool. What happened to Boss? Why does he have like copies of himself next to him? Man, he's weird. I must be drunk because I'm seeing triple. Look at him, he's just a ghost walking around him. Maybe that's a weird skill he has. Yeah, and you can... And apparently the visual effects aren't just like for visuals, they affect the gameplay. Some of them will slow down how you run, some of them will like speed it up. Which is pretty interesting. And another thing that this unlocks, whenever you're playing in inverted mode or replaying a level, you get these berries, which are like new collectible. You know, so far in Crash Bandicoot there was always the Wumpa fruits, and now they added a new one. So I found a tree underground in the jungle. Didn't get anything all that interesting, it was just kind of interesting to see. But the tree itself was not that interesting. And... wait, what did I just talk about? Oh yeah, Crash 4. So it has these berries. And I'm curious whether these berries are actually used for something like different than Wumpa fruits. Because Wumpa fruits you would imagine are just like points. You collect 100, you get a life. That's kind of it. But what are the, you know... I fucking can't put my thoughts together. What are the bears gonna be for? I think they're gonna be like some kind of... I don't want to say a premium currency because that implies you can spend real money on berries in that game and then like buy some kind of fucking microtransactions. Which the game already shown that it has costumes, so they could pretty easily just put a shit ton of microtransactions in the game, and they wanted give you the just to give you the ability to, you know, buy outfits and all that shit. So that's kind of interesting, right? I guess you could say that. Guess you could say it's interesting. I think I've literally ran out of all the things I had to say. Again, people are catching up to this whole Bakaimenta meme. I hope it dies soon and people will forget about it, 'cause it starts to piss me off. And there doesn't seem to be anything all that interesting going on. Well, it's not true. I just simply said everything I wanted to say. What do you guys prefer, dark chocolate or do you prefer milk chocolate? Or are you some kind of psychopath who prefers white chocolate? I heard white chocolate isn't even chocolate, but I don't give a shit because white chocolate, as much as I used to love it as a kid, I think I just never appreciated milk chocolate enough back then. Milk chocolate, pretty much the default one, is the best one. Dark chocolate, I can understand that some people might have different tastes and dark chocolate might be their favorite. White chocolate don't understand anymore because it's like every time I have it, just like it does not taste as good as milk chocolate. Why would I ever fucking eat that over milk chocolate if I ever had a choice? I found more ammonite, check it out. Except I don't think it's important anymore for me. I think I got even better shit on me now. But the true superior one is milk chocolate with nuts in them. And some people call it nut chocolate, but it's just milk chocolate with nuts. But yeah, that's the best one. Especially if you take out all the nuts, eat the chocolate and then the nuts, that's the best way to eat them, unless they crunch the nuts in just like little pieces. I don't like when they do that. I like when it's just like entire nuts. It's better. What do you guys think? Where is like some kind of new Sonic the Hedgehog announcement game? Where is Sonic? I want to play another shitty game. And it just not making it. Last one was Last one was what? Team Sonic Racing, yeah. I want to say Sonic Team Racing, but it was Team Sonic Racing. That game was not as good as Racing Transform. Sonic All-Stars Transformed. That game was great. It was I'd say this is easily my... I don't know, because... So my favorite kart racer definitely is Crash Team Racing. Either the Nitro Fueled or the original one. It's just like the same in my book. On my list, I wouldn't put like Nitro Fueled over the original one. I guess I would, but instead of like putting the same game twice on the list, let's just say it's the same thing. So what would be my second favorite? I guess it would be Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. On PC version, you could even play as fucking Heavy Weapons guy. It's fucking awesome. It's the best thing ever, and Spy and Pyro. So they would like swap between the three of them. Except they didn't get the voice actor, so Spy sounds really stupid in that game. It's ridiculous. And I gotta look up like the voice lines of that. You know what's funny? I was actually like driving around the car in Far Cry 5, right, and listening to the radio, and I was like, wait, is that Barracuda? And it was Barracuda, and it was awesome. And then there were missions where you listen to Disco Inferno. That's the second game I played where Disco Inferno plays in the background when you shoot enemies. The first one being Bulletstorm. They did the same thing. And then there was a mission where Sexual Healing is playing in the background, and I'm like, this game fucking nailed the fucking soundtrack, man. It like, plays all my favorite songs and shit. Except Sexual Healing, I think I heard too many fucking times. I'm kinda sick of that song. Yeah, and I kind of was listening to the soundtrack of Far Cry 5, even the fucking country music. Because it's not like this fucking weird, weeping, yelling country music, because it's like really cool country music. I don't know if it has a different name, if it's like a different subgenre of country music. It's like old school country music, and the one that everyone hates is like some kind of new school country music, I don't know. But either way, I really liked it. Sword and Shield are the best games in the Pokemon series, streamlining its most tended traditions without losing any of the charm. Let's hear the comments. Yeah, just people saying they weren't the best. I thought I would like call IGN shit. That was an IGN thing. IGN tweet saying that Sword and Shield is the best. It's the absolute goddamn best Pokemon game. I never played Pokemon, but Boss actually played a lot of Pokemon. I believe he beaten Red and Blue. He beaten Emerald. Some other ones. I never got into Pokemon. It seems like Boss and me just have like completely different franchises that we're into. Except maybe for San Andreas. I think we both fucking love San Andreas. Who doesn't love San Andreas is a better question. That's a poster. Santa Monica tweeted something about God of War, and I was like, wait, is that a movie announcement? Nah, it's a poster that looks like a movie. Maybe that's for the better. Not every fucking video game has to be turned into a movie. Movies should start beginning to strive to fucking be as good as video games instead of the opposite. Are movies fun? Sometimes. But video games are most of the times. Some person burning to death. Earthworm Jim 4, some artwork. I always wonder like what is the explanation for the fact that Earthworm Jim wears a suit and that suit makes him so ridiculously buff, but he's an earthworm just sitting inside that suit. So is he like filling out the entirety of the suit? So that means he's not buff at all. No. Someone said that Jim is stuck in this gaming industry limbo. I would say that characters like Duke Nukem are also stuck there. Oh man. I don't have milkshakes anymore. I reviewed every single one at the grocery next to me. I need more milkshakes, guys. Where's strawberry flavored? They didn't hit strawberry flavored. Bunch of fucking dumbass pieces of shit didn't hit my fucking favorite flavor of everything. Strawberry one. Did you guys ever, like I was saying before, dark chocolate or white or milk chocolate? Have you guys ever had like chocolate that even different one? I've once had like a pink candy chocolate. I mean, I didn't had, my sister did, and it was fucking gross. You know what? Speaking of flavored things, flavored items. You know what's the worst fucking flavor in the world? Coke flavor. Coke, I love Coke, alright? I love Pepsi, I love Coke in general. I could do Coke, I mean drink Coke all day, right? But Coke flavored things, they're like the worst piece of garbage ever. Also, I did that stupid joke before on purpose, and don't get any weird ideas. And yeah, like nothing ever fucking flavored Coke tastes good. It just tastes like, it always does taste like Coke, but when you open it and leave it for like a day, and then it loses all the fizz, it becomes like warm. It's gross. And that's the flavor of Coke flavored items. They should fucking describe it a little better, that it's old Coke flavored item, you know? So I got like a better potion in my equipment, so now I'm getting healed more whenever I'm in need. This is those episodes that I still have kind of clear in my mind. I got a B go-kart. No, wait, a minecart, I'm sorry. You know how I was speaking of the going on go-karts a lot? I mean, we do still have it in plans with my friends, we just kinda don't have time to fucking do it. You know, recently we had that fucking 18th birthday of my friend's brother. He's also my friend, we were hanging out a lot. Just not recently, and you know, on the parties, it was like his fucking classmates and everything, and I was like the only one from the neighborhood invited, so I didn't know what the fuck half the time they were talking about. Some last names were thrown around, and I was like, who? What? Why is that funny? Of course, I didn't say it out loud because then it would be shittier than if I just stayed silent. But you know what? Let's just be honest. I always stay fucking silent. You might think that I don't because I'm running a fucking Let's Play channel and I'm constantly talking non-stop about things. But in real life, I barely fucking speak. Oh, boss who defeated 100 Hornets. Good for him, fucking dumbass. They said he's watching these episodes actually sometimes, so I hope he won't catches me calling him a fucking dumbass. You dumbass. What's the new speedrun, huh? You're supposed to speedrun Jump King and something else. Total boyfriend speedrun, where's that? And one thing, I forgot to actually put the link to OrosZ's channel. So if you're interested in seeing OrosZ's channel, that has like 2 videos with 2 speedruns on it, then I put the link in on underneath the first video. Because I forgot to put it when I uploaded the video. I forgot to give a link to his channel, but now I did. So if you want to check it out, then go and watch the read the description of the first episode. You'll have a link to his channel where he uploads not Let's Plays, where he uploads speedruns. So far he has 2 speedruns of Diablo 2. And he speedrunned the game on Assassin. I think he even got like a pretty good like rating on Assassin. I think he was like 3rd in the world or something as Assassin in Diablo 2. It's pretty cool. Maybe not the 3rd, I don't know which fucking... maybe 8th, I don't know which he was, but only as Assassin. I guess it might be his favorite fucking class or something like that, I don't know. Oh man, to finish recording so early today, maybe I'll watch a movie, maybe I'll finally have time to fucking do something besides just recording and then kinda crying for the rest of the day. And the reason why I'm laying down in my bed crying myself to sleep all every day, I will not tell you, because I don't know myself. I just like doing that. Just do it for myself. You ever just like to freak out and yell into nothing and just fucking swear and get really mad out of nowhere for no reason just to fucking release all the goddamn energy that build up in you over the day? You ever do that? I sometimes do that. But then I think about the neighbors and I'm like, you know what, I shouldn't do that. They think I'm insane. With the past exams, I at least expect some kind of bucket and KFC reward. God damn, for like over a month I've been thinking of going to KFC, but I don't feel like spending money on a bucket of chicken that I'll enjoy for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, yeah, probably 5 minutes, I don't know. I want to buy something that I will enjoy for a little longer, you know. You know what I wanted to buy? I wanted to buy bands for my fucking smart band, and I thought I would buy a white one. I think I told you that, but then I figured that I'd maybe buy a whole set of different colors and I'll just put on them to match my clothes, right? I really do. I'm fucking struggling to say anything. I'm just fucking repeating shit I already said, and I even remember that I said that. I remember what I said 3 episodes ago, which for me was yesterday, but I can't recall what I just said. I have like a good long-term memory, but a short-term one I don't, apparently. Yeah, boss is the combat, and I'm the torch placer. I place the torches. Put them all around. Act all stupid and shit. If you were curious, since I'm keep checking out Twitter in case I see some interesting news regarding video games, right? If you thought that, oh, I'm retweeting so much shit that you'd never heard of, I'm well informed apparently. Well, then you can follow me at OrosZ_YT. OrosZ is in like the same as my channel. Which, you know what pisses me off? I looked up who owns at just simply OrosZ. Not just simply that's the name. At OrosZ, who owns it? Some dead account that doesn't fucking do anything for like past 10 years? You know, I fucking hate that. That piece of shit just wasted my fucking name on doing nothing. I could have a cool fucking name, and I had to add a fucking underscore YT to it because I didn't want to add a shitty ass random number to it. Look, boss has a ghost of his clothing next to him. What the fuck is that about? He really does fucking go. Oh yeah, we found the Plantera. It's right over here next to me. That's what I guess what we're looking for in today's episode. We're looking for this little plant over here. This little cute pink plant. So adorable, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't fucking say it's adorable. I would say it's terrifying. Actually, no, it is a little nice looking. But then I think what Boss did is he built a platform over here. Very nice platform, I gotta say. I wouldn't build a better platform if I ever tried myself. I found an even better yo-yo. Yo-yo. Jojo. Is that a fucking yo-yo reference? It's pronounced yo-yo. Or Jojo. I don't know. So me, Pikachu, and my purple ball that I have for a long time now, we're gonna defeat the Plantera. I think. Or it might have been another one of those cases where I fought the thing, but I died like just before, and then boss defeated it, and I didn't even get to see it die. But don't worry about it, because I think I did defeat it. Everything I didn't manage to defeat myself, I defeated later. Plantera was fucking annoying, it was just like walking into me. It's like when Mega Man bosses, I mean enemies in general, because bosses don't tend to do that, they just tend to jump around all over the place. But enemies sometimes in Mega Man, they jump into you, and that's like the most annoying thing about Mega Man. Enemies jumping into you. Also, I'm curious, what's your opinion? When I'm finishing Half-Life, I'm gonna record Mega Man 9. Then 2 series later, I'm gonna record Mega Man 10. And do you think after Mega Man 10 I should record Castlevania, or should I just simply finish with Mega Man 11, and then should do Castlevania, and then I should move on to a different 2D platformer series, like Sonic maybe? I do have some Sonic games to beat, so maybe I'll start doing those. I could do even different games, like the Cap Attack, I could do that. And I do have way more Castlevania games, because there's this Castlevania 10th Anniversary Collection or whatever the fuck on PlayStation. Maybe not 20th, because it seems like 10th is not enough. 20, I guess? Some Anniversary Collection, because like a bunch of Castlevania games, not just... Because there's another collection on PlayStation, and it's like Castlevania, and it only has Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood. Which, Rondo of Blood came out on Japanese computers exclusively. In Japan it was called Dracula X. And then it released on PSP. And yeah, it was pretty correct. I died right before the fight ended, and I was like, oh man, I didn't even get to see the fleshy fireworks. That fucking sucks. Why are there pumpkins next to our house? You know what, I'm not sure why there are pumpkins next to our house. I think it had something to do with what's about to happen. But I ain't too sure about that. Stupid fucking gnome moved in. Stupid fucking mechanic lady lives at the bottom. I like when the painter lived here. He was cool. He was a cool dude. There's a pirate that moves in later, but in our case, the pirate moved in so late that I don't think he was like there for like one episode, I think. Because the pirate invasion just happened so late in the game. Which really sucked. Actually, there are so many bosses in this game that I didn't even manage to put them all on thumbnails. Because, like, episode 1 would have, like, some boss on the thumbnail and we don't fight until, like, episode 20. Which episode is this? Episode 17? This one is 18. Episode 18. See how time flies by when you actually have shit to talk about? Which I just ran out of shit to talk about, so I think I'll spend the next episode just reading the fanfic. And the episode's about to end, so I better be careful not to over talk, you know, not to over comment on the video that isn't as long as I think. Boss came back victorious from the fight with the Plantera. Now that we defeated the Plantera, I guess we didn't went to fight the Golem. The same thing happens when I fight the Golem. I die and then the boss finishes off the fight and I don't even get to fucking see it. Really sucked. But when I fought the Golem, the game really lagged for me, so that's the issue. So see you fellas in the next episode. Bye.